How's everyone doing today? Good. Good. So we will be talking about one of the great leaders. One of the great leaders, he's actually the CEO of Starbucks, Howard Schultz. Just a quick question just to scan out. Who had Starbucks this morning? So did I. Anyways, so Jason will actually be talking about his brief background, so you guys will be a little bit more familiarized. Before that, I will be starting off with a quote. Find him. It says, "Don't be threatened by people smarter than you. Compromise anything but your core values, and everything matters." So I know that we've talked about it in class before. In order to be a successful leader, try and have, let's say you're a B plus leader. You're going to want someone who's just an A, just kind of be better than you, just to have your company or whatever you're working towards just be successful. So you want to look for people like that.
Well, so in 1953, Howard Schultz was born in Brooklyn, New York City. He's currently the chairman and CEO of Starbucks. He was also the former owner of the Seattle Supersonic NBA team, which I think is coming back. Anyway, in 2012, according to Forbes, Howard Schultz was ranked 354th richest person in the United States, with net worth of $1.5 billion. So, how exactly he started with the Starbucks business? That story comes from 23 years ago, which is 1981, when Howard first heard there's a coffee shop called Starbucks in Seattle, which is so famous. Everyone enjoys it. So he traveled from New York to Seattle, just want to try. So as he arrived here, he suddenly fell in love with this place. Not just the city of, but especially the Starbucks. So he really wants to stay here. After 1 year, he successfully convinced the owners of Starbucks to give him a job. Luckily, so he get the position of director of marketing and operation. While he was working there, he worked hard, and he realized that in some European countries, such as Italy, they have like coffee shop almost every block, especially some public places like Times Squares. People love spend time there, drink coffees, chat with friends. So Howard realized it's a big opportunity for Starbucks to grow bigger, to have more stores all around the city and then other states, then to the world. Unfortunately, his suggestion was rejected by the owners, so he frustrated and left the Starbucks. However, he did not give up on Starbucks, so he started his own business, own coffee business, and 1 year later, he made enough money to buy Starbucks with $3.8 million. So why he can be successful? I think it's because he had dreams. He had dream big dreams. So now let's watch a short video clip. I Dream Big Dreams.
I feel so strongly that the reason I'm here is I dreamed big dreams. I dreamed the kind of dreams that other people said would not be possible. I'm also living proof. This isn't a Hollywood movie. I come literally from the other side of the tracks. If you saw where I grew up and we took a picture of it, the neighborhood, the setting, You say it's impossible that someone could come from there and get here. But it is possible. And not to sound too trite, it's possible because we still live in a country where the entrepreneurial spirit is so alive and so well. And anyone in this country, if you dream big and surround yourself with great people and leave your ego at the door and share success with others and have a little luck along the way, you can do anything. But there will be people along the way, and I remember this, who will say to you, you know, you're dreaming too big. It's not possible. Those things just can't happen. Don't allow anyone, friend, family, acquaintance, teachers, whoever it is, don't allow anyone to tell you that what you are dreaming for yourself and your family is not possible. It is possible. Don't be one of those people 20 years from now are going to be walking around in a 9-to-5 job, miserable and angry and bitter because you let your dreams get away from you because you did not believe strongly enough in yourself and what was possible. Don't allow that to happen. This is an unbelievable time. And I can't encourage you enough to continue to think that things are possible and that your dreams can come true.
And so now Chantel's going to talk about the leadership principles that Howard Schultz represents.
F5. Keyboard F5.
Sorry, I have a Mac. So I will be talking about the leadership principles that he incorporated throughout the company and just as just a leader overall. So in the art and in science of leadership, in the beginning chapters, we did talk about the big 5 personality dimensions. So he really did incorporate those. He was very responsible, organized, and planned ahead. His goal for the company was to create soul. He came from a background where his dad wasn't appreciated as a worker. They didn't have the kind of benefits that some of us have nowadays. So what he kind of instilled in Starbucks is giving these employees an opportunity to seek more than 20 hours a week, so they are eligible to receive health care and just other stock option plans. He also just incorporated just empathy for all, which is what we talked about in Dean Smith's principles. So he cared about other people and really wanted them to succeed. Again, going back, he wanted people to be A+ leaders, just in everything that they were doing in their communities as well. So he really did instill that and really did have empathy for others. So Janet will be talking about the next segment.
Okay, so in moving to chapter 7, now Bonnie talks about other leadership's perspective. So and how top leaders influence organizations in different ways. So as you can see, the first diagram is the leader, which in this case is Howard Schultz. And the second diagram represents the effect of a top leader. And for example, some applies to Howard Schultz are the direct decisions, allocation of all resources. He does have an innovation creativity for Starbucks. As you look at now, Starbucks expand to in creating Evolution Fresh, which is a juice company, and now Starbucks is serving juice besides coffee. And also the reward systems for their employees. Starbucks don't call Starbucks employees, they call them Starbucks partners. And also role modeling, which Howard Schultz inspires others as well. And which leads to the 6 strategic forces. And next, in relation to Chadwick, there are 3 principles that Howard Schultz implies. So first is the reciprocal law of loyalty. So he always put people first. And he's really open and willing to share his story and struggle, what Jason has mentioned earlier, and he always put his stories into a personal level. And the fifth principle is that success requires a flexible vision. What he envisioned for Starbucks is three main things: quality, service, and atmospheres. He wants his customers to have, besides having work and home, he wants Starbucks to be a third place in their customer's life and also have that customer intimacy besides just not drinking coffee. And also lastly, for principle 8, passing on what you know. He did fail earlier in life, but so what? He did take accountable for that, and what he did is just keep striving and keeps learning from his mistake. And also, he's not afraid to have his influence to spread his ideas. So now, for lessons that we need to learn is by do well is doing good, and also just see by understanding your goals. So dream big. And now going back to Chantel for a couple words for us.
So throughout all these presentations that we all sat through today, so most of these leaders did start off from the bottom. We all had big, audacious goals. And I'm sure that, as future leaders, that, we'll make our goals just dreams and become a reality. So just, again, just strive and just be successful and kind of just have the goal and to be successful in this world. So again, I wanted to thank Professor Voss for giving all of us the opportunity to present the great leader.